Alright, so here goes. Prospero enters in his magic robes, and along with him is Ariel. And Prospero says, "Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage." How's the day? Prospero had initially told Ariel that he's going to finish his work between 2 to 6. Within this time, their work would be finished. So now he says that all his plans are gathering to a head. That means it's all coming to a climax. My charms crack not, my spirits obey. My magic, it does not fail. And my spirits are obedient. The spirits, the ones that helped Prospero. And time goes upright with his carriage. Time goes upright means time has been personified. Time is moving in a carriage. All right. And its time is going correctly according to its own schedule. And he says, "How's the day?" Means what time of the day is it? Ariel says, "On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease." Ariel, he wants his freedom. So he reminds the promise again to Prospero that it's already 6 o'clock, the 6th hour. And my lord, at this time you said that the work should be finished. And Prospero says, "I did say so when I first raised the Tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?" He says, yeah, I remember. I remember when I said this, when I raised the Tempest, when I made the Tempest happen. But just to take Ariel's mind off the matter, he asks, "Say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?" How is the king and how are the followers doing? And now what Ariel tells him is going to move him. Though I think this is a little bit of, it's kind of used as an excuse for his forgiveness theory. Ariel says, "Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them. All prisoners, sir, in the lime grove which weather fends your cell." Confined together, they are all prisoners. They are all cooped up together in the same fashion as you had ordered. And they are all in the lime grove, the grove of the lime trees, the linden trees. All right, which weather fends your cell. Weather fends, underline that word. And weather fence, it means that it protects your cell from rain, wind, etc., etc. Remember, they live in a small cave. The cave has no doors or whatever to protect it from the natural elements. All right, so it is that grove, the cluster of trees, the lime trees, that gives a little bit of protection from the natural elements, right? The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. The king, Alonso, his brother, who? Sebastian, and your brother, Antonio, all three are in a distraction, means they are all in a crazy state of mind. Remember, they hadn't got better. If you remember, last time we met them was when the harpy had appeared. And when the harpy appeared, they had gone mad when the harpy appeared. So the king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted. In the distraction, can you tell me what three things or what those three had done? One, the king. He had gone off to look for his son in the sea. He mentioned that I'm going to go and drown myself in the sea and look for my son inside the sea and lie there with him. And the other two, they had taken out their swords, and with those drawn swords, they had gone to fight off the devils. And Gonzalo had ordered the others, Francisco and Adrian, those people of nimbler joints. If you remember, this word was used, no? Nimbler joints, to go and prevent these people from their mad ecstasy. Please remember, continually I tell you, please remember to connect the play. To connect. And for that, you've got to read the play over and over again. Well, but chiefly him that you termed, sir, the good old Lord Gonzalo. But chiefly him that you termed, sir, the good old Lord Gonzalo. Why good old Lord? Yes, because he had given them the means of sustenance when they were put out at sea. No? Yeah. Food, clothes, fresh water, and linens, and most of all, his prized books were supplied. Well, his tears, Gonzalo's tears, run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Simile. Winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Please underline. Tears run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Eaves of reeds, it means the thatched roof made of reed. Yeah, thatched roof. I'm sure you've seen pictures, or even some of you may have visited villages and all, where you see that the roofs of these small huts are made of thatch, made of grass and all that, no? So, winter's drops, the rain drops, winter rain, the rain. Why winter's drops? Usually, why not monsoon drops? Because usually we get more rain in monsoon. Why winter's drops? Why rain, winter rain, and not the monsoon rain? What could be the difference? Well, monsoon rain, it helps in harvest. Winter rain, winter as it is barren and cold. And we are talking about England especially. The thing is happening elsewhere, but we are talking about England, where it snows and it's cold, and Shakespeare has that, that experience. So it's coming out in his writing, you see. Winter's drops, in winter it gets cold. It's snowing already. On top of that, if you get rain, the shower becomes colder. If you think of Kurseong also, in the winter when it rains, we don't want to get out of our blankets. So it's not very pleasing, right? So he says that the winter's drops, his tears are falling like winter's drops that falls from a thatched roof. And the thatched roof over here is the beard. Okay, Gonzalo's beard. Your charm so strongly works them that if now you beheld them, your affections would become tender. He's saying, oh, your magic, it has such a hold, such effect on them that if you saw them now, you also would start feeling sorry for them. Prospero says, do you think so, Spirit? Dost thou think so, Spirit? And Spirit doesn't say, of course, yes, sir. Spirit says, mine would, sir, were I human. He says, of course, mine would if I were a human. But I'm not human. I am a spirit. Oh, so mine definitely would if I were human. Prospero then says, oh yes, and mine shall. Remember, he's a duke. If his subject is feeling pain and he's a duke, when the subject declares that I would if I were a human, and if he says, no, I am not feeling, I will not feel any pain for them, it only goes to show that he is inhuman. But he's a duke. He has to prove himself over the others. Remember, he's still arrogant. If you looked at him, his dukedom is gone. But he still remains a duke. Okay? So he says, he affirms, he says, of course, mine shall. Hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their affections? And shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply passion as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? He says, you are just air. You are just, a feeling, your spirit. You have no body, no mind, nothing. And yet, if you feel their afflictions, their sorrows, their pains, and then shall not myself, one of their kind, a human, he wants to prove now, yeah, I am one of their kind, I am a human, that relish all as sharply. Relish over here doesn't mean enjoy. It means I feel. Every passion as sharply as they, shall I not be kindlier moved than you are? Shall I not be moved to kindness? And shall I not feel it? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason against my fury do I take part. Here is your answer. Why Prospero moves from vengeance to kindness and forgiveness. He says, underline this, put it in a box if you may. With their high wrongs, all right, with their high wrongs, they have done extreme acts, okay, wrongs. I am struck to the quick. That means I am so hurt, I am angry. Yet, double underline, double line, with my nobler reason against my fury. My nobler reason against my fury, against my anger. I will use nobler reason, compassion. All right. The rarer action is, underline, in virtue than in vengeance. You have your answer. He says the rarer action. Rarer over here means nobler. Noblest action is in virtue, not in vengeance. They being penitent, repentant, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. He says now they are sorry. They are repentant. And therefore, the sole drift of my purpose, my purpose had only one aim. That was to make them repentant. All right. Make them penitent. So the sole drift of my purpose, now it does not extend any more. I don't have to go any further. I don't have to be any more angry. They are repentant. Go release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves a promise made again. I will break my charms, I will release them from my magic, their senses I will restore, and they shall be themselves. I'll fetch them, sir, and Ariel leaves. We keep it till here. My question to you, do you think Prospero loves to play God? All right, you will write this answer for me. Remember, it's an open book test. You will write this answer for me, and it will be, you will take examples from Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, and till where we did in Act 5. Please take examples. It's a 20-mark question, a long question. Do you think Prospero plays God? Do you think? The hint, check in all these acts. Please put in some quotations, underline those quotations. Some running quotations you could also put in, up to you. You could also bring in Shakespeare himself. Now that's your hint. Okay? Because right at the outset and over and on, I have told you that this Prospero is a mouthpiece of Shakespeare. So that's your hint. Do your work, send it to me, turn it into a PDF format and send it to me. It's easier for me to check your work. It becomes neater. I can read your handwriting. If you want, you could also type it and send it to me. All right, in a Word document and send it as a PDF. But remember, you will have to write that in your exercise book. I want to see your hard copy as well. So do this work. Enjoy while you do the work. You may use colored pens to underline your work. No reds, no oranges, no pinks. All right. So, yeah, have fun. More than anything, stay safe, children. All right? Stay safe and keep everyone in your prayers. I'm praying for you every day. And let's hope that we can meet sooner than soon. Good day. Have fun. All right? Bye-bye.